Yes, my name is Aniket Das.
And what can I call you?
You can call me Aniket.
So, we are going to start the test, Mr. Aniket. We'll start with part one, where I would ask you some questions related to a topic, and you need to answer them one by one. The topic
Sure.
that we would discuss first is weekends, right? The
Okay.
first question is: are your weekends generally busy or relaxed?
Well, normally a person would want their weekends to be relaxed, but being a father of a daughter of two, my weekends are usually busier than the weekdays.
What kind of things do you usually do at the weekend?
Well, I start my weekend by helping my daughter change her dress and then go on a walk with her. And then mostly my weekends cover in tasks like helping my wife with the regular household chores, washing our clothes that have been piled up for the entire week, and then at times helping her with cooking as well because you get more time. So, generally, household chores with family is something I mostly engage during the weekends.
Okay. What would you like to do in your free time off or in your time off if you could choose?
Uh, if I have the option of choosing what to do in my free time, I would actually sit and read some of my favorite novels or learn a new language. I am deeply fascinated into learning different languages. So, if given time, that would definitely be something I would opt to do.
Okay. Do you ever go away on your days off?
I'm sorry, I could not understand the meaning of the question.
Okay.
Could you
Do
please
you
repeat?
ever go away on your days off?
No, I mostly stay at home. I stay with my family because it allows me to, rejuvenate my time on days off with my family.
Okay. Now, let's talk about exercise. The first question related to the topic is: what kind of outdoor activities or exercise do you like?
In terms of exercise, I normally prefer walking. Brisk walking is something I enjoy. It allows me to spend time with myself. It allows me to not exert a lot of pressure on my body while still, taking the time to enjoy myself and do what I like doing the most.
Okay. Are there any sports you don't like? Why?
Golf. Golf would be the sport I am not so fascinated with, uh, primarily because I find it very long, very boring, and that is purely my own perception. Uh, I feel it is a sport which cannot be played by a lot of people, and not a lot of teamsmanship is required, and hence less passion, so less energy.
Do you think it's important to keep fit?
100% in today's era where uh, you don't get quality food, you don't get quality time, you don't get quality sleep. Maintaining a proper level of fitness allows you to go through these rigorous regime that we have throughout the day, with your work, with your home, with your family. You need to maintain a level of fitness.
What are the best ways to keep fit?
Well, as I said, brisk walking is something which you do on a regular basis and for longer durations, for a minimum duration of 30 to 40 minutes, maintains your stamina at a level which allows you to, do decent amount of work throughout the day. I won't recommend heavy lifting or doing excessive sprint running, but just brisk walking with regular exercises of hand and shoulders and toes is enough to maintain a basic level of fitness for anyone.
Okay. Now, this is the end of part one. We would move to part two, where I will give you a topic. You will have 1 minute to prepare, and you have to speak on that topic for 1 to 2 minutes. So, are you ready?
Sure. Yes, I am.
The question is, describe an important year in your life. Describe an important year in your life. You should say how old you were, what important things you remember from that year, where these things happened, and say why you think that this year was so important. You want me to repeat the question?
Would I rephrase and then you correct if I have understood the question wrong or not?
Yes,
Does that work?
definitely.
Which year has been one of the most important year in my life? Where did that event happen? Like where was I located when it happened? How it changed my life, if I'm correct? How
No.
it changed my
What
life?
important things you remember from that year?
Yes. What
Okay.
important things you remember from that year?
And also how old you were when this year, that is, or when this event happened in this year.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have
Understood.
to remember three sub questions: how old you were, what important things you remember, and where these things happened, and why this year was
Sure.
so important. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So your preparation time starts now. Shall we start?
Yes.
Okay.
Should we start? Yeah. It was the year 2003 in the month of June at my hometown, Cuttack, one of the most important days of my life when our ICSE 10th standard results were out. And I was having a plate of chaat with my friends on the streets of Cuttack. And being one of the lowest scorers of three best friends that we were walking together and having a food, I asked myself a very simple question: did I do enough? While my friends were talking about going to the topmost college, in the future because they had scored more than 90%, I was sulking in my own misery with a 76% score. It opened my eyes and gave me a perspective that at this stage in your life, a good marks can actually change your destiny and can actually change your friends. And that allowed me to sit back and learn how I can improve myself from now. It was a day of reckoning for me, to be very honest, because that setback for me allowed me to work harder for my 11th and 12th, push myself to the extreme, uh, exert as much pressure I can on myself to study harder, to prepare to the best of my abilities. And the results reflected because after 2 years, in the year 2005, it was the same city with the same set of friends where I scored 85% in my 12, whereas those two, unfortunately, though, did not score so well in their 12 standard. And we again went out, we again celebrated, and we remembered where we were 2 years back and where we were now. And for me, those 2 years of journey and that day on which my 10th result was out was one of the most memorable days of my life because it changed me as a person.
Okay. So this is the end of your part 2. Now let's move on to part 3, where again I'll ask you some questions related to the
Sure.
previous part, and these would be called as discussion questions, right?
Sure.
And the topic that we would relate it to is memory and the past. So the first question
Okay.
is, how important is it to know your family history?
In my opinion, knowing a family history may not have a huge impact on how your future will be, but it definitely allows you to feel proud of any good, great, or bad thing that somebody in your family would have done. Because it allows you to reflect on what kind of person you want to be in your future.
Okay. What are the best ways to keep family history alive?
Okay, this is something I did not expect as a question. Um, I think traditions. Traditions are the most effective way to keep family name alive, to keep the culture alive, to keep generations of way of living alive. For example, if I have to give you, my mother performs a very specific puja in the month of December, which has been a tradition that has been passed to her by her mother-in-law, which was passed to her mother-in-law by her mother-in-law, and they have been continuously doing the same. It has been passed to my wife, and she is also doing it. So traditions allows us to remember our history and our previous generations.
Do you think it is important to study and understand the history of one's country?
It is essential to understand the history of one's country because the history is not just always glorious. The history is also filled with struggles. The history is also filled with learnings. The history is filled with life lessons, which allows you to become uh, extraordinary in your future should you imbibe some of those learnings in your life. So, history plays a very important role in how you shape yourself.
Okay. Why do you think studying history has become less popular these days?
One of the most important causes of concern towards our lack of interest in history could be the growth opportunities around it. Because most of the people you would have learned history from would be some renowned poets, your school teachers, mostly school teachers, and not anybody after that, because you don't learn anything about history when you are in 10th or 12th. You don't learn anything about history when you go to your graduation unless and until you are taking up historical learnings as your graduation topic. And the career opportunities and the lack of it in this domain kind of has enforced people not to learn more about history or understand or carve more about the historical facts of this country or the world.
Okay. So this is the end of your speaking test, and I would definitely give you 7.5. Might